The delicious grape has been used as a food source for thousands of years. They can be eaten fresh right off the vine, dried into raisins, processed into jams and oils, or crushed for drinking as a sweet juice. But the most famous and perhaps popular use is to make wine. Winemaking has taken place in Maryland since colonial times, but it was in the 1980s when it really took off, with over 100 wineries today.
When you think about the Maryland wine industry and the grape growing industry in 1980s, right, when there was a first initial small boom, there wasn't a huge amount of knowledge of what varieties would do very well in Maryland.
After a lot of experimenting, they did figure it out, growing reliable French-American hybrids as well as popular vinifera varieties. The Maryland wine industry is old enough that a lot of the original winemakers are wondering who they're going to leave their business to when it comes time to retire. Well, here at Loew Vineyards in Mount Airy, that decision has already been made.
So these tanks here in this room.
Rachel Lipman is a woman on a mission to carry on the family tradition. And although she had spent time helping her grandparents make the wine that bore her family's name, it wasn't always clear that this is what she could do for a living.
I thought that in order for me to own a vineyard and a winery, I had to be a man in his 60s with white hair and a mustache. And I think part of it is because when you are in high school and they say, okay, if you're interested in chemistry, become a chemist or a scientist. If you're interested in biology, become a doctor. It is not very common to hear, oh, you're interested in plants or you're interested in biology. Oh, you can grow grapes.
Getting degrees in plant sciences and then her winemaking certification, Rachel prepared herself to manage the family operation. It's harvest season now, and today Rachel is busy making one of the 12 varieties of wine that Loew's produces. And I'm here to help.
Pour it in very slowly.
Okay.
Very slowly.
And what temperature is the water?
This is it's about 35 to 37 degrees Celsius.
Is it going to start bubbling soon?
It will once we get everything in there. That's a little fast. That's a little fast.
Do we have to give it food, some kind of sugar?
Yeah, we'll give it a little bit of some of the Cabernet Franc juice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And pour just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeasties, it's lunchtime. Here we go.
There
Just a little bit.
A little bit more is okay.
Making wine has been part of the Loew family history since the 19th century in Poland. By the start of 1930, they owned 5 prominent wineries, specializing in honey wine. But then both business and family were swept up by the horrors of the Holocaust.
And since the family was Jewish, up until really about World War II, they were all destroyed, including the people. My grandfather was really essentially the only survivor of his family. It was a large family of over 80 people. And he had these beautiful memories of the sweet smell of mead and honey wine fermenting in barrels. It's a really beautiful smell.
Arriving in America, William Loew enjoyed a career at the Food and Drug Administration and married his wife Lois. But eventually, his ancestral relationship to winemaking was too strong to ignore.
And they found this plot of land, 37 acres, and established Loew Vineyards.
The challenges of running a vineyard are numerous, and several years ago, Rachel had to start over in several places with all new vines. Just looking around here, you've got so many baby plants. You guys must have really been walloped.
Yeah, 70% of our property was really affected by that herbicide drift. And so what we decided was, the vines that were struggling, that were not doing very well, we took them out. Mm-hmm. And then, so these are, this is Chancellor. We planted so now we have a full 2 acres
of
Chancellor.
Grape.
Yes, it's a really nice variety that we work with.
Fortunately, during the setback, Rachel developed some relationships that were key to keeping the winery going, acquiring local grapes to continue production.
And so we work very closely with all Maryland-grown fruit. Our biggest sources are 2 in Western Maryland and 1 in Chesapeake City, so it's a little bit north of Baltimore.
Well, Rachel, we've been watching you make the wine. Now the best part, we get to taste it. What do you have here for us?
So I have a dry honey wine, and a Cabernet Franc.
Yeah, Cab Franc is my favorite Maryland wine, no question about it. And it grows so well here.
You know, it's one of those, it's the patriarch of all wine grapes, and it really does adapt very well to our environment.
Wow, that takes me right back to the Loire Valley.
Yeah, we're very proud of it.
You should be.
Thanks.
And if our friends at home want to learn more about Loew Vineyards, just go to our website at mpt.org/farm. Look it up, we have lots of good information for you. For the Local Buy, I'm Al Spoler. Joanne?
Thanks, Al. Be sure to check out mpt.org/farm for all our recipes and resources. Plus, you can watch all Farm and Harvest episodes there as well. Also, don't forget to follow us on social media for show updates, pictures, and videos.